Hello everyone, it's such an honor to be standing here today, and I want to talk about something simple, yet powerful, something that's changed the way I look at life. Be a river, not a pond. You know, when I first heard this idea I thought, sounds poetic, but what does it actually mean? And then it hit me: a river flows, it moves forward, it bends around obstacles. A river doesn't get stuck. A river finds a way, but a pond just sits there. Still, stagnant, comfortable, sure, but eventually, what happens? It gets murky, it loses its sparkle, it stops growing. And isn't that what happens to us too when we choose to stay still? When we get too comfortable in one place, one mindset, one version of ourselves? Listen, I get it. Change is scary, growth is messy, failure, oh, it's guaranteed at some point, but so is movement, so is evolution. So is becoming the next braver, bolder version of yourself. In my own journey from a small town girl in Barely to winning Miss World to building a career across 2 continents, I had every reason to stay a pond, to settle, to say, this is enough, but rivers don't settle. And neither should you. Every time life threw a boulder in my path, a rejection, a heartbreak, a failure, I learned to flow around it. Not because I'm fearless, but because I decided my dreams were bigger than my fears. And so today, I'm asking you, when life gives you comfort, when it whispers, stay right here, it's safe, I want you to smile politely, say thank you, and then move forward anyway. Be unpredictable. Be unstoppable. Be unapologetically you, in motion, in evolution, in your own wild current. Because you are not here to stay still. You are here to flow, to grow, to transform. Be a river, my friend. Not a pond. In life, movement is not just important, it is vital for growth. Just like a river, which is constantly flowing, changing direction, and finding new paths, human beings need to keep moving forward to evolve. Growth doesn't happen when we stay where it's comfortable. It happens when we dare to leave familiar shores, take risks, and venture into the unknown. Movement brings with it new experiences, new challenges, and new lessons. Every step forward, even if it is small or hesitant, builds resilience and opens doors to possibilities that standing still would never reveal. When we look at a river, we see life. It is energetic, full of force, always finding a way around obstacles. In contrast, a pond, though peaceful at first glance, becomes stagnant over time. The water stops moving, and eventually it loses its clarity and vitality. In much the same way, when we resist change or refuse to step beyond our comfort zones, we risk becoming stagnant ourselves. Our ideas grow stale, our ambitions shrink, and our sense of purpose begins to fade. Without movement, dreams die slow deaths, and we settle for less than what we are capable of achieving. It is not enough to simply exist. To truly live, we must challenge ourselves to move, to explore, to keep learning and reaching. Movement keeps our minds sharp, our hearts open, and our spirits alive. Sometimes that movement might be fast and thrilling, and other times it might be slow and uncertain. But what matters is that we are moving. Progress is not always linear, and success doesn't come overnight. Yet every effort, every attempt, every small act of courage adds up to a life that is rich with growth and possibility. Choosing to be like a river means choosing to evolve, to embrace change, and to trust the process of becoming. It is a commitment to never letting life pass you by while you remain trapped in stillness. True growth, true fulfillment, comes from the constant, beautiful motion of striving to be better, to do better, and to live more deeply every single day. Comfort is often disguised as safety, but in reality, it can be one of the biggest threats to personal growth. When we find ourselves in a place that feels easy, familiar, and secure, it's tempting to stay there. The idea of risking what we have, even if it's not fulfilling us, can feel overwhelming. But the truth is, comfort zones are not designed for greatness, they are designed for survival. While survival is necessary, thriving requires us to push beyond the boundaries of comfort. It is only when we step outside of what is known that we discover what we are truly capable of achieving. Staying in the same place mentally, emotionally, or professionally may feel good for a while, but over time it breeds stagnation. We stop challenging ourselves. We stop questioning if there could be something more, something better. Dreams begin to shrink, ambitions start to fade, and the fire inside us slowly dims. Comfort convinces us that what we have is enough, even when deep down we know we are meant for more. It whispers, don't risk it, don't fail, stay safe. But in doing so, It robs us of the adventure, the learning, and the magic that comes with daring to grow. Growth is inherently uncomfortable. It demands that we step into uncertainty, face fears, and sometimes endure failure. But each uncomfortable step forward shapes us, strengthens us, and brings us closer to becoming the people we are meant to be. Staying comfortable might protect us from immediate pain, but it also protects us from the extraordinary opportunities that lie just beyond our fears. Choosing to leave the comfort zone is an act of bravery. It is a decision to live fully rather than merely exist. Life is not meant to be lived on repeat. It is meant to be an ever-evolving journey. The discomfort we feel while chasing our dreams is a sign that we are moving, growing, and living authentically. And that discomfort, when embraced, leads to the kind of growth that staying safe and still could never offer. Obstacles are not signs that we should stop. They are proof that we are moving. In life, just like in the path of a river, challenges and barriers are inevitable. A river never flows in a straight line. It twists, turns, crashes against rocks, carves through mountains, and sometimes overflows its own banks. It doesn't give up when it encounters resistance. Instead, it finds a new path, adapts, and continues its journey. Similarly, every obstacle we face is an invitation to become more creative, more resilient, and more determined. When we hit a roadblock, it is easy to feel frustrated or defeated. It is natural to wonder if the dream is too big or the path too difficult. But obstacles are not there to end our journey. They are there to make us stronger travelers. Every challenge forces us to think differently, to stretch ourselves beyond our current limits, and to build skills and strengths we would never have developed if the road had been smooth. If life were easy all the time, we would never grow into the powerful, capable individuals we are meant to be. Challenges sharpen us. They teach patience, problem solving, humility, and grit. They remind us that progress is not about never falling, but about always getting back up with a deeper understanding of who we are and what we truly want. Learning to flow around obstacles, rather than allowing them to stop us, is what transforms ordinary journeys into extraordinary ones. Each time we overcome a difficulty, we add a new layer to our strength and confidence. We begin to trust ourselves more, knowing that no matter what comes our way, we have the ability to adapt and move forward. In the end, the most beautiful, powerful rivers are not the ones that had an easy path. They are the ones that faced mountains, valleys, and storms and kept flowing anyway. Just like those rivers, our challenges don't define us. Our response to them does. Every obstacle we overcome becomes a testament to our journey, a symbol of our unstoppable spirit. Change and failure are not just parts of life, they are necessary ingredients for growth. Without change, we remain stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same behaviors, and limiting ourselves to what we already know. Growth demands that we step into unfamiliar territory, and with that unfamiliarity often comes failure. But failure is not something to fear or avoid. It is something to embrace because it holds the most valuable lessons we can learn. Every failure is proof that we dared to try, that we took a risk in pursuit of something greater. Most people view change as uncomfortable and failure as embarrassing or painful. But if you look closely, real growth never happens in comfort. It happens when we are challenged, when we are stretched, and when we are forced to rethink our strategies, our beliefs, and even our identities. Change shakes us up, wakes us from the lull of routine, and forces us to adapt. Failure humbles us, teaches us resilience, and shows us that success is not a straight line, but a journey filled with detours and lessons. The fear of failure often holds people back more than failure itself ever could. But when you understand that every great success story is built on a mountain of failures, your relationship with failure begins to change. You stop seeing it as a reflection of your worth and start seeing it as a stepping stone to becoming better, smarter, and stronger. Embracing failure means you are willing to risk comfort for growth, to trade predictability for potential. Change and failure are not setbacks, they are setups for comebacks. Every time life challenges you to adapt, it is offering you an opportunity to evolve. Every time you fail, you are gathering the wisdom and strength needed to succeed the next time. Growth is messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes painful, but it is always worth it. Choosing to embrace change and accept failure as part of your journey means choosing a life of continuous expansion, courage, and infinite possibilities. It is the only way to truly live instead of merely existing. Dreams are what give our lives direction, passion, and meaning, but they are often much bigger than the fears that stand in our way. Fear is a natural emotion. It's hardwired into us to protect us from danger and failure. However, when fear becomes the loudest voice in our heads, it can paralyze us, convincing us to shrink our dreams or abandon them altogether. The truth is, if your dreams do not scare you at least a little, they are probably not big enough. Fear is not a sign that you should stop. It is a sign that you are standing on the edge of something important, something that has the power to change your life. Allowing fear to dictate your choices means living a life that is safe but small. On the other hand, when you let your dreams lead the way, you give yourself permission to imagine a future that is greater than your current reality. Dreams push you out of your comfort zone, force you to grow, and demand the best version of yourself. They light a fire inside you that fear can never completely extinguish. When your dreams are bigger than your fears, you find courage you didn't know you had, and strength you never knew you needed. The journey toward any meaningful goal will involve moments of doubt, anxiety, and even failure. But holding on to your dream gives you something powerful to fight for. It reminds you that fear is just a feeling, not a wall. It teaches you that bravery is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Every time you choose your dreams over your fears, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think and that your life can be bigger, fuller, and more incredible than you ever imagined. Dreams are the blueprint for the life you want to create. Fear is just noise trying to keep you where you are. When you let your dreams be louder and stronger than your fears, you open yourself up to a life filled with endless possibility and unstoppable momentum. Life is meant to be a journey of constant transformation, not a static existence. Every experience, every challenge, every success, and even every heartbreak shapes us into who we are meant to become. Evolution is not just for nature, it is for us too. We are not here to be one fixed version of ourselves forever. We are meant to grow, to stretch, to keep discovering new strengths, new passions, and new dreams. Staying the same might feel safe, but it denies the incredible power and beauty of becoming. Each phase of life demands a new version of us. Who we were 5 years ago is not who we are today, and who we are today will not be who we are 5 years from now if we choose to keep evolving. Growth often asks us to shed old habits, outdated beliefs, and even relationships that no longer serve our highest good. It demands that we be brave enough to step into the unknown and curious enough to find out what more we are capable of. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we need to arrive somewhere, that once we achieve a certain goal, get the right job, or find the right person, we can finally stop changing. But life is not a destination, it's a continuous, unfolding journey. The people who live the fullest lives are the ones who never stop reinventing themselves, who remain students of life, who see every ending as the start of a new beginning. Choosing to evolve means embracing the idea that there is always a greater version of yourself waiting to be discovered. It means trusting that even when change feels uncomfortable or scary, it is leading you somewhere better, somewhere richer with purpose and meaning. You owe it to yourself to keep moving forward, to keep growing, to never settle for a life that feels smaller than the one you are capable of living. Your journey of becoming is endless, and that is what makes life so extraordinary. Thanks.